The oddest online hit of the spring was not another dance challenge. It was a reality show parody where the contestants were fruit. AI Fruit Love Island turned bananas, strawberries, kiwis, oranges, and grapes into tiny soap opera stars. Reports in late March said the account passed 3 million followers in about 9 days, with some episodes reaching tens of millions of views. That is why this 10-minute animation is about the trend itself, why it worked, why people argued about it, and what it says about online entertainment. The whole thing sounds ridiculous. That is exactly why it was so scroll-stopping. The format was instantly familiar. A villa, couples, bombshell arrivals, dramatic reveals, and cliffhangers. The twist was that every character looked like produced from a dream sequence. Bright, glossy, expressive, and slightly uncanny. Short episodes made it easy to watch one, then another, then send a clip to someone with the message, "I cannot believe this exists." Because the show borrowed the shape of reality television, viewers did not need instructions. They already knew the rules of the drama. The fruit gave the story just enough distance to feel playful, even when the plots were pure melodrama. Viral formats often combine three things: a fast premise, repeatable characters, and a reason to come back. Fruit Love Island had all three. You could explain it in one sentence, recognize the cast immediately, and wait for the next betrayal. The comments became part of the show. People picked favorite couples, argued about villains, and asked for new plot turns. That participation matters. A viewer is more likely to return when they feel like the story is happening with them instead of at them. The algorithm saw repeat watching, sharing, and comment storms. The audience saw a very strange little universe. The production pipeline was also part of the fascination. A creator could generate characters, voices, scripts, and scenes at a speed that used to require a studio. The rough edges did not ruin the appeal. In some ways, the strange lip sync and rubbery expressions became part of the genre. It felt like watching a machine try to invent daytime television from a bowl of fruit and a stack of prompts. That is the bigger trend: AI video moving from tech demo to disposable entertainment, then suddenly to something with fans. The internet did not reward perfection here. It rewarded momentum, novelty, and a story engine that kept firing. Another reason the trend landed is that it fit the microdrama wave. Tiny episodes, oversized emotions, and endings that beg for the next swipe. Every beat was compressed. Attraction, suspicion, confession, betrayal, reaction, cliffhanger. That compression is powerful online because it turns a casual viewer into a serial viewer without asking for a long commitment. The fruit characters were simple enough to remember and absurd enough to meme. When a story can be understood from a thumbnail and argued about in a comment, it is built for the feed. The trend also sparked criticism. Some viewers called it low-quality AI slop. Others worried about creative labor, source material, energy use, and platform moderation. That pushback is important because viral AI entertainment is not just a joke. It changes what gets made, who gets paid, and what platforms choose to boost. There were also reports of takedowns and removals which showed how messy platform rules can become when AI content goes viral. The conversation split into two moods. This is hilarious, and this is a warning sign. Both reactions can be true at the same time. This trend tells us a lot about recommendation systems. They do not only reward polish, they reward retention. A bizarre premise can beat a polished premise if people pause, rewatch, comment, and send it to friends. Short-form video in 2026 is full of that pattern. Hook first, recognizable format, quick payoff, and a reason to return. The Fruit Show was almost a perfect test case. It was instantly legible, endlessly remixable, and weird enough to feel new. That is why brands, creators, and critics all paid attention, even if they disagreed about what it meant. The useful lesson is not simply, make AI fruit. The lesson is to build a repeatable world with clear characters and real audience participation. If creators use AI tools, they can still be transparent about how the work was made and where inspiration came from. They can credit humans, avoid copying living artists, and keep a human editor responsible for taste, pacing, and safety. The best version of this trend is not a content factory. It is a playful studio where tools make experiments faster. The weirdness should serve a point, not replace one. Love Island is a signpost. It points toward AI microseries, synthetic casts, interactive polls, and fast fan-driven storylines. Some of that future will be delightful. Some of it will be cheap noise. The difference will come from intention. Audiences can tell when a creator is only filling the feed. They can also tell when there is a real idea under the spectacle. The next wave will probably mix handmade design, AI generation, and live community feedback. In other words, not human versus machine, but who is steering the machine and why. AI Fruit Love Island is not only about talking produce. It is about how quickly the web can turn an absurd idea into appointment viewing. It is about the power of a simple hook, the comfort of familiar formats, and the risk of letting automation flood the culture. Make the weird thing, make it vivid, make it honest about how it was made. And if your strawberry has a confession, please give the audience a reason to care before the next cliffhanger.